This may sound corny,
It does sound corny,
but love is the answer.
it is the answer.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It sounds corny because we're all scared. We're all scared of trying to love people, being rejected, or someone taking advantage of you because you're trying to be loving.
Sure.
But if we all could just relax and love each other.
Wouldn't hurt to have more love in the world.
It definitely wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. I agree, man.
Like, really.
How are you going to fix that? You have a love machine that you're working on?
No, but probably spend more time with your friends and less time on social media.
So, the reason why I think I am Raul and you think you are yourself is probably because you were taught so many things that you believe are yourself, are your own opinions and your own way of living. But if you look at the world, you can see that there's many different places in the world where people think they are Portuguese or Indian or Australian, but in the end, that is their culture. That is the thing they learned and that they were conditioned to believe in whatever they believe in. But the self is the greatest illusion of them all. It's the way of consciousness to let us understand the world here and now by believing whatever we were taught. Until we learn to unlearn whatever we were taught. So the ideas, like countries, don't see any countries here. There's only water, land, resources. There is an idea of a country, there's an idea of a border that you have in your mind that seems so real that it is something that you cannot go away from. There's another idea here that is so underlying to our own consciousness, which is money. The idea of money is in here because we learned that we need money to buy food, we need money to have a house and survive. But if we don't have that, we are poor and we are living in very bad conditions. So what is freedom, really? Is it to have enough money to buy whatever we want? Is it to have enough transport to go wherever we want? Whatever it is for you, make sure that you're not thinking the way your culture thinks freedom is. Because freedom is here and now where you are making your choices. So now we're living in a monetary market, in capitalism, that it's just the Western civilization that has this idea that capitalism is the way to go. It's the way to distribute the resources of the planet in a way that is the only way that we could think of until now. Being here and now and looking at how the world is, it does not feel like that is the best way. It does not feel like this is the best thing we can do. Because in 1969, we put a man on the moon with the computational power that was less than our phones. We can do so much if we think about it. And if we look at 90% of the population of our planet, they are living in poverty, they're living in places where they have to see their children die of hunger. They have the parents have to see their child die of hunger just because they don't have money. Yet we throw away food in the restaurant here easily. No, we don't even think about it. But also, we can't send our leftovers to the dying people wherever they are, so we can be okay with it. And we are, and it's okay to be okay with it, because we can't really do anything. And why are we here then? Well, I'm here because it's important, and I'm thinking about these things. I think that we can do much better if we get out of the idea of this government, of the idea that someone has the power to tell us what to do and how to be and who to be. In each country, there is a different idea, and somehow people follow it because they were born in it. They were born in it, and they were conditioned to believe that this is how we are supposed to be living. So obviously, it's a very obvious conclusion that if we continue with capitalism, with a mentality that is focused on profit and making more money, then we will do something very bad to ourselves because we are living in a finite planet. It is impossible to grow forever. It is not going to happen. So I believe there is a change that we need to do to let go of concepts like war, like poverty, and like politics, and like money, because these ideas, they are just simply something that someone thought was the best thing in the 40s. We are in 2023, and we can do much better with science. The method that science uses, for me, if you think of any problem that we have in the world, it is a problem of engineering, it's a problem of thinking of how to solve it. The problem is easy to solve, but if you think that you need money to solve it, it becomes difficult. Because then the money needs to make more money and it needs to be profitable, so they don't do it. Nobody does it. So if we would have a new planet, yeah, like this one, just next to it, yeah, and it's empty, there's no people, and we go there. What would we do if we were thinking scientifically? Science has the big advantage that it is falsifiable and it needs to be tested. So we can think of things that we can do, and we can use the scientific method to test it, fail it, test it, fail it, until we get the best way to do it. So, and this is not an opinion. Science does not have opinions. Science has testable facts that we can use and we can falsify. That's the whole point. We want to falsify it in order to improve and innovate. We want to get these ideas to their most efficient way to become better, right? So right now we are maximizing profit, but I think that maximizing profit is not the right way to go because obviously there's people dying of hunger, so it's not working. So in what we are doing now, I think humanity right now is going in a direction, and I think that it is the direction of what we are doing now, which is a dystopia. It's a very bad situation that apparently cannot happen, but it does happen. It's happening all over the place. It's happening not here because we don't see it. It's not on the news. Whatever is on the news is something that is going to make you fear, is going to make you feel more also safe, because the government is telling you this is the way and that is the safe way to go through things. But that is a method of control that we are just accepting. We accept this control over us and over our own freedom because we feel safe and we are afraid because of what it does. So I think that we can make a choice here of, instead of going in the direction of a dystopia, we could go in the direction of a utopia, where people say that it is not possible to achieve either, but why not try? We've been, history, or whatever we know of history, has been telling us that there's many ways that we can use to manage the resources of the planet. It could be socialism, communism, capitalism, free enterprise. This seems to be social evolution. We are evolving the way we are thinking and doing things in society, and it's in different countries in different ways. I think the next step in evolution is a resource-based economy. It is the intelligent management of the resources of this planet, declaring all of the resources heritage of all of the planet's beings. It is to use science as a method in order to distribute the resources in an equitable way, right? So, how do we transition to this? I don't know, but I do believe that to transition to this, we need to change our minds. We need to change the way we think in the world. We need to change the way we as individuals act in the world. And with that, I believe that there are many ways of achieving a different state of consciousness that will arise. One of them is psychedelics. I believe that psychedelics have this ability. It is something that connects us to something else that we are not sure about. It's consciousness. It is the idea of being one with everything. Because this moment here, it's all yours and all ours. We are creating it and co-creating it. And whatever we are doing is here. Then there are consequences, then there are things that happen that will connect the dots. But if you pay attention to the signs, you will see those synchronicities that Daniel was talking about. So I think that we need to fight our own conditioning. We need to look at ourselves and think, why do I think this? And so many other people think the same. Is it me? Was it a cultural idea that came into myself? Was it something that came into existence when I heard something and I liked this idea? It's important to unlearn and then build up again whatever you think. Then I think we need to unlearn. And we need to also think of how we are as civilization. We are not a country. We are not a person from a country. I don't think we are even here to buy things. It's not to buy things that we are here. I mean, I exist, and I don't think it is to go shopping. And I think that the narrative of psychedelics is a lie, is something that has been put in place on purpose so that people are afraid and they don't open their minds. And I think that this needs to change in order to wake up. And I think that digital nations and the idea of a network state could be something that will do a step in the direction of a different idea, because this digital nation can have any kind of idea and people can subscribe to that. So if many people subscribe to a certain specific idea, then I think that we can actually do it, we can change it. And we are doing it, man. Here, I'm here only because it's important. And I don't like to speak in front of people. I'm here only because I think this message needs to go out and to be heard. So I think we need to use this current system because it's here and it is the only one we can use. We need to use it to change it from the inside. Because I could go live in the forest and not care and just smoke J's every day, but I prefer to smoke J's in my house here, you know, and actually do something. And doing something is just here talking with you guys or in a bar or something, just put an idea in someone's head. And the idea of decentralizing government, decentralizing these control mechanisms that are in place on purpose for us to be under control, could be the direction of a digital nation as well. I think we should start building communities like we are here, building communities that believe that we can do something about the whole thing. But it's not about us, because we're living really well. I don't think that we have a big problem. We're here, we have beers, fine. But there's definitely a problem all over the world, and it's beyond our borders. It's our invisible border that is protecting this way of life. This way of life that is very destructive to the planet and to us and to all the animals and everything that we are doing. And I think the best thing that we can do right now, not we here, I think, but humanity, is to start building cities, state-of-the-art cities, planned to be efficient, to be sustainable, and to be as a resource-based economy describes. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it describes, you can look it up. I'm just going to say that this idea of not having money to have access to things is difficult, because everybody here likes to buy things. Everybody here has these wants that they feel are needs. But they are not needs, they are wants. And these wants were told to you that you need a Ferrari. I don't need a Ferrari anymore. So uniting humanity it needs to be a whole planet thing. So that's very difficult. It's very difficult to happen, but I believe it. I mean, we are all here, and we're all from different countries, and we're not killing each other. So I think we can do it. We're a big village that will take care of each other. We need to learn more, be curious, love, understand what love is, man. And never doubt that a small group of people can change the world. A small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. And indeed, that is the only way that happens.